बैठ जाइए, please, Mr.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I am rising to move in this August House official amendments to the Anti-Maritime Piracy Bill 2019. The bill was introduced in the Lok Sabha on 9 December 2019, and Honorable Speaker, sir, had referred it to the Standing Committee on External Affairs 2019-2020 for examination and report. I thank the committee for examining. I thank the committee for examining the bill in detail and making very useful recommendations and observations. To suitably incorporate these recommendations, the Ministry of External Affairs held several rounds of ministerial consultations with concerned ministries and departments. The amendments have been drafted and finalized in consultation with and concurrence of the Ministry of Law and Justice. Sir, I am happy to note that out of the 18 recommendations of the committee, 14 have been incorporated suitably. 3 recommendations, number 1, 3 and 18, were in the nature of observations which have been noted. 1 recommendation, number 2, is to define clear-cut roles of various departments to be reflected in the rules for the effective coordination mechanism. This recommendation also calls for SOPs for deportation and extradition of pirates by the Ministry of Home Affairs so that these could be implemented early, and that has been noted and will be addressed suitably. So regarding the issues raised by the committee, the provision of trial in absentia has been dropped. Keeping in mind the observations of the committee regarding the Supreme Court of India's ruling on awarding mandatory death punishment, the provision regarding death punishment has been amended in the bill to also include imprisonment for life. Honourable Speaker, sir, India does not have a specific law or legal provision in the IPC or the CRPC on piracy. This bill, along with the amendments, would provide an effective legal instrument to combat piracy, not only in our territorial waters, but in the EEZ, but also on the high seas. India's security and economic well-being is inextricably linked to the sea, and maritime security is a prerequisite, with more than 90% of our trade with the world taking place through sea routes and more than 80% of our hydrocarbon requirements being seaborne. The security of our sea lanes of communication is critical to our national well-being. India is also one of the largest providers of seafarers in the world. We are a signatory to the UNCLOS 1982, which was ratified in 1995. The passing of this bill fulfills the expectation of this convention for cooperation in repression of piracies in the high seas. It may be noted that the Honourable Prime Minister had chaired a UN Security Council session in 2021 focused exclusively on maritime security. He had then outlined 5 principles for such cooperation. As such, the passing of the bill today is a logical follow-up of our maritime initiative and will also enhance our maritime security, including those of our trade routes and the welfare of our seafarers in international waters. It therefore merits the consideration and approval of this House. Thank you. So, sir, I rise to move that the bill Anti-Maritime Piracy Bill 2019 with amendments be passed.
Into consideration.
Bill introduction.
No. Taken into consideration.
Introduction हो चुका है. Passing. हाँ ठीक है. Consideration के लिए.
Sir, be considered
and passing.
Considered and passed.
Okay, Minister. Shri Manish Tiwari.